that's inside of Boston. This affects all our communities across the state.
Right.
Yes. And with that, we have Ariadne to speak about some of the communities outside of just downtown Boston proper.
Good.
Yes, I'm Ariadne. I'm with Occupy Boston and Occupy MBTA.
Ariadne.
Yes.
Way louder.
Way louder. All right.
Triple. Yell.
I'll try to shout, okay?
Shout.
All right. So affordable public transit is a right, and in fact, I'm sure Dr. King would agree, it is a civil right, and it's not a privilege, right? It's plain and simple, and I told this to the MBTA board, which, as you know, about an hour or so ago, voted against our rights and voted to keep people oppressed and didn't have the courage to stand up and do the right thing. One member on the board did, but it almost felt like that was calculated, just so it wasn't unanimous. But it's beside the point, right? None of these proposals are acceptable. It's not, you know, they're quite frankly an attack on the working poor. They're an attack on minorities. They're an attack on the people who are totally underserved already. And how could the board, how could our state legislature allow this to happen? I don't understand it.
Because they're blocked by the corporation.
Exactly. That's right. They're owned. Right. I had a chance to speak about a few weeks ago with Senator McGee, who's the chairman of the Joint Transportation Committee in this august building here. He sounded very compassionate. I believe his compassion. We talked for about 15 minutes, but at the end of the day, the message was clear. This is an election year. We're not going to fix anything this year, and the real work's going to happen in 2013. You know what? That's a load of crap. Because I mean, Deval Patrick 6 years ago said he was going to work on this issue, and he still hasn't worked on it, right? Where is Deval? Deval, where are you? Come on, join us. Exactly. Yeah, so anyway, I pointed out at that meeting, this meeting was in Swampscott, which is a very wealthy community north of Boston, next to a very poor community north of Boston, the city of Lynn.
Right.
In Swampscott, this meeting I was at, it wasn't a very welcoming place. It was honestly very upper middle class. It was, I don't want to talk about it, but, you know, I pointed out there, within 2 miles, there are people who are living in abject poverty and a lot of people who are the working poor, people like myself who don't own a car, right? I have to take the T to get to work. So imagine yourself a single mom, 2 kids maybe, you're taking home $7 a day, maybe you're spending to get from Lynn to Boston and back, you know, probably spending about $8 a day on transit. That's 20% of your income, 1/5 of your income, right? The fare increase that they are just recommended is going to bite another 4% out of it and go to 1/4 of your income. So what do you do, right? I mean, you maybe eat a little more junk food, fill your kids with empty calories. Yeah. What does that do? It keeps them oppressed because it's about keeping the underserved oppressed. It's about keeping the poor poor. It's about keeping minorities repressed, and it's about keeping us disunited.
That's right.
That's right.
You know, 2012 is going to be bad enough, but if this problem isn't addressed by this body and by the governor this year, now 2013 is going to be an unmitigated disaster.
That's right.
So, you know, we absolutely call on our state legislators, the senators, Senator McGee, and the governor, of course, to do the right thing and ensure that public transit remains a right for all of the 99%. 1% too, as someone said, welcome to join us, and don't balance this phantom budget on the backs of the poor. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.